Let's face it, one of the reasons that we play open world games is because of the longer gameplay they have to offer in comparison to other video games. But that's fair, because sometimes we want to engage longer with the game. For example, it's kind of a routine for some gamers to hop on GTA and cruise around the streets. But every now and then, we need a long-ass game to hop on and enjoy the challenges that it will provide us. So without any further ado, here are some long open world games that you can engage with. Some of them take 100 hours of your time, and some of them could even take a month of non-stop playing. Before we go through this list, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and the ring next to it. Number 1. Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition. This one was a banger when it released. It actually won the Game of the Year award. It's a sequel to the Dragon Age 2, and since the second installment wasn't a good video game, this one came as a savior for this franchise. The RPG elements on this one was amazing, and the story keeps you hanging until the end. Of course, the combat system is unforgettable too. The Game of the Year edition of this game includes all the DLCs and extra content, and all of them are incredible. For completing all of the missions and the incredible story campaign of this game, you have to play this for 173 hours. That's just some decent amount of content. Number 2. Cyberpunk 2077. I know what you feel about this one, but when you get all the fixes and updates for this one, you can really enjoy the content and the story this game has to offer. And it has Keanu Reeves in it as Johnny Silverhand. Yay! And you know what Keanu Reeves said earlier about my content?
Breathtaking!
So subscribe, damn it. Although Cyberpunk 2077 is getting a new DLC which is getting Idris Elba as the main character and is not released yet, but you can get 103 hours of content if you want to complete all the missions in the game. And it's a good game. Decent combat system, great story, cool music and sound design, so don't miss it. Number 3. Elden Ring. Don't worry. Not all the options in this list is going to be the games you may already played, but I can't just miss out some of the best options out there just to be different. Elden Ring proved itself last year as the Game of the Year as it won the award for it. Hidetaka Miyazaki did a marvelous job in the last decade by releasing some big titles like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Demon's Souls, Sekiro Shadow Dies Twice, and lately with Elden Ring. This one has a surprise for you every second if you just give it a chance. And the hard and mind-blowing challenges throughout the game kinda grow on you, and you don't mind the challenges after playing for a couple of hours. For completing this one, you have to spend 134 hours of your time. Number 4. Kingdom Come Deliverance. If you haven't heard of this one, you have every right. Most of the RPG open world games are based on some fantasy settings, and there are always magic spells, dungeons, dragons, and all sort of wizardry. But this one has a more realistic setting and is really well designed. You may think that the lack of fantasy elements could make the gameplay more plain than other games, but that's where you're wrong. The combat system with a basic sword is actually more engaging than most of the RPG games you play nowadays. It takes 132 hours to complete this one, and I will seriously suggest you to play it. Number 5. Don't Starve. This one is endless, a decent open world game, and as you would guess by the title of it, it's all about survival. The world is filled with dangerous creatures and you have to do all you can to basically survive. If you're a Christian, then mute this part of the video, but your enemy in this video game is actually Santa Claus, which in the game is called Klaus. Such a classy name for someone with a belly filled with jelly. Haha, Christmas joke. Anyway, the graphics is a little bit different from the others in this list, but it still delivers a quite good time. 119 hours is what takes to complete this game. Number 6. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition. I don't care what everyone says, this one is GOAT. It's been 12 years since the initial release of this game, but this one always managed to deliver a fun experience. World building in this one is ridiculous. Even after all these years, it's fun to just grab your sword and face the dangers that lies in Skyrim. If you get the special edition of the game, you get 3 decent DLCs alongside of it, and you will spend 340 hours in this world. Most of you already played this one, but I think it deserves a replay. Number 7. Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Most of you know Hideo Kojima because of his controversial video game Death Stranding, but OGs know him for his amazing creation Metal Gear Solid. The latest MGS installment that Kojima actually written and directed was The Phantom Pain, which was an amazing video game. The transition from an old game engine to fresh and powerful Fox engine really suited well for this one, and the game was a solid experience in 8th generation. Although it had some problems with the ending because of that Kojima Konami drama, but it will seriously gives you more than enough content, engaging story, great combat system, and some addicting based management elements that you have to spend 169 hours to experience it all. Number 8. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year Edition. Toss a coin to your Witcher. Oh yeah, I suck at singing. But this game is amazing though. You already know everything about this one and there's no need for me to explain how it's one of the most important video games in history, but then again, it's one of those titles that I can pass by and not put in the list. With the Game of the Year edition of this game and the Blood and Wine and Heart of Stone DLC, you can get around 200 hours of gameplay and good fun. Number 9. Horizon. I know it's not the full name, but I have a reason for it. You have to play both installments to really enjoy this game. And also, I wanted to put an exclusive video game for every platform, and as a long open world game, Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon The Forbidden West have some amazing elements that you can really enjoy. Both games can take over 200 hours to completely finish, and it's great because the second installment starts right after the first one, so you can enjoy some amazing storytelling as well. Number 10. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Nintendo fans, this one is just for you. An OG of JRPG and some amazing storytelling and gameplay. This one takes place in Mira, a massive planet consisting of 5 continents. Alongside a slew of companies, players traverse this gigantic map, completing side quests, defeating wildlife, and advancing the main story. It'll take you 319 hours to completely finish this game, and believe me, it's worth every second. Number 11. Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm not even going to stop here and talk about this one. It's the GOAT, and if you didn't play this one already, then forget the rest. Just play this first and then get to the others. I'm not even joking, I'm not going to say anything about this. Just play it and you will know why. But just for the sake of stats, it'll take you 185 hours to finish this game, and if it was a few years ago, you would still have the privilege of the Red Dead Online, but that community is dead now, so never mind. Number 12. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Honestly, I still choose this one over Valhalla. Don't get me wrong, Valhalla had some decent new elements to the gameplay, but I still think that the Odyssey is one of the best Assassin's Creed we got over the years. This franchise had a long journey to find its new identity, and they really did an amazing job with this. And I think you can still enjoy playing this one more than the latest one, which is Valhalla. It'll take you 147 hours to complete, and it has 3 storylines with 3 endings, and every one of them is actually engaging and good. Number 13. Fallout 3 New Vegas. I could have chosen any Fallout game, but why did I choose this one? It's actually the only Fallout main installment that hasn't developed by Bethesda, and instead of them, Obsidian Entertainment was behind this one, and they did incredible. It has everything a Fallout fan would want, but it delivers probably the best story and narratives that this franchise has to offer. But it's not the only reason I'm choosing this. One of the reasons that right now seems a little bit far off is because Microsoft bought the Bethesda and Obsidian, and because of this, Microsoft has all the rights and the proper team to make New Vegas 2 happen. Well, we'll see about that in the future, but if you haven't played this one, you should. It's amazing and it takes 158 hours to finish. Number 14. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Another Nintendo game, and this one is very obvious because if you're talking about video games, there must be an empty room reserved for Super Mario or The Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild was absolutely a once-in-a-lifetime video game, and I don't really think that Nintendo can ever top that. They probably would because they prove it time to time. It takes nearly 200 hours to finish this game, and actually there are people that to this day just cruise around the world of this game on their Nintendo Switch everywhere. Last but not least, Sea of Thieves. So here we are. The last one is actually an Xbox exclusive made by the lovely team of Rare. Sea of Thieves offers some amazing gameplay elements, and the world building in this one is so addictive and truly a shining diamond. It takes, you ready? It takes 627 hours, or to put it in concept, it takes nearly a month of non-stop playing to complete every mission in this game. The fun part is that you can do all of this in multiplayer with your friends. So what more do you want? There you go, guys. Thanks for sticking up to the end. It's been your boy Polycraze. I'll see you soon, but before I go, make me happy with smashing subscribe button. Thanks. See ya.